Hey everybody, welcome to the Best of the Brokers. I am here with my dear friend and respected colleague, Candis Kolb. She is obviously doing the real estate thing today. She's in her car meeting clients and took some time out today to have this brief chat with us about what's happening in her market. Candace is somebody that I have looked up to for so many years. We've met a long time ago through Buffini and Company. And she serves her clients at such a high level that it really is inspiring for me. And I'm grateful that she's willing to share her wisdom and her perspective about all sorts of things when I call her and ask. What else do I want to say about Candace? She's down in the San Diego area, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what's happening in her market. So Candace, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, gosh, thanks, Heidi. That's a lot to follow. I feel the same about my sparkly, twirly friend, and just think the world of you, you know that. And it's a pleasure to do this. I think it's great that you're letting everybody know that we have great connections around the United States. So yes, as Heidi said, I'm in San Diego area. I specialize just because I live there, so you tend to kind of work where you live. That's where you know people. And my tagline is, it's all about relationships. I specialize in the North County coastal area. But, you know, people don't know Carlsbad from Encinitas, from Ensenada, from Escondido. So if it's anything San Diego sounding, just let Heidi know and I'll find you somebody if you need somebody. I've been doing it for 16 years. I've been a realtor for 16 years. And it was the second, well, actually a third or fourth career for me. But I love, love, love it. I think I was born to do this and just had to, you know, limp through other jobs until I found what I wanted to do. But I really love it. I love that we get to get involved with clients at a really high level, both financially and emotionally and lifestyle-wise. And there's just, I can't think of anything where you need a trusted advisor more. And the fact that people allow us to be part of their lives during that is huge for me. So I love that part. I do pretty much equally buyers and sellers. I love them both. Right now I have a preference, of course. But in general, my business is pretty balanced. I'm pretty much a lone ranger. I don't have a team as such. I do have a transaction coordinator who works for me and others. I have a marketing person who works for me and others. And I do have a buyer's agent who has a lot of her own clients, but will also take some overflow if I need it, because times like this market, we need to get on it. When the house comes on, you better be there in the next 10 minutes. Or there's already 17 offers. Right, Heidi?
Yeah. That's happening. Yeah. And that doesn't surprise me, Candace. You're so so relational with your clients. And like most of us in Buffini, our clients become our friends. And so we are trusted advisors first and professionals always. And also we are blessed to be able to work with people that we really have a friendship with, that come over to our house for dinner and come to our client parties. And so thank you for doing what you do.
And to our 50th birthday parties?
Yes, to our 50th birthday parties. I know. Yes, Candace, I had a good dozen people who flew in for a surprise birthday party for me, that my husband, Tim, who's also my business partner, and surprised me. So it was such a delight. I was so surprised. It was great. Yeah. So Candace, tell us a little bit.
And you know, that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, and I think that's the whole relationship thing too, like how we have these relationships around the country. I think sometimes it's lost on clients until they experience it, but it's really important in our local markets too. And I'm sure you find this because you're also totally relational. But when you have a market like ours where there's 17 offers on a home, if you know the other agents and there's that respect and that level of professionalism, and you can kind of, you know, talk shorthand to each other, it's huge in getting offers accepted over others, because they know it'll get done because they know you. And it just helps with the negotiation and the communication through the transaction. So I think whether it's nationwide or within our own little local pockets, the relationships between the agents is super important.
Yeah, I would say that is true. I'll tell a little story about Tim, who's our buyer's agent, also my husband and business partner. He helped our buyers. He negotiated. He talked to the other agent. He got them under contract or submitted their offer. And the other agent came back and said, "We've worked with Heidi before, and we know she's going to get it done." And I was not really,
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening in on it and listening to the watching the text, but Tim did the whole thing and he came in and he's like, "Hun," and I said, "Thanks for taking one for the team, babe. That was all you." But all this, all the years that I've put into crafting and
Yes.
communicating and having integrity with the community, that is what helped. So good, good for pointing
So
that.
important. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Now I'm sorry. I cut you off when you were
No, you
asking me
didn't
a
cut me
question.
off. We're friends. We just talk. We're just talkers. We want to know what's happening. I just want to know why do people come to your city and what do you love, Candace, about where you live?
Well, Carlsbad is pretty much, that's the city I live in. And I do about 80% of my business in Carlsbad and Encinitas, which are sister cities. I mean, I'll go down to Solana Beach, Del Mar, Oceanside, whatever. But the weather is pretty much perfect all the time. It's, it's like 73 degrees and sunny. We do have our May, gray, June gloom, but you never have to leave the house worrying if you have an umbrella or snowshoes or even a sweater. So I think people love the weather. It's very much a flip-flop lifestyle. People just, it's just got such a beachy feel to it. And that lends a certain amount of casualness, a real interest in outdoors things. People, I don't know, I just think people are in a good mood when if you're a sunny person, a sunny weather person, then you're happier when you're there. So I think that's what drives people there. As far as, sometimes people come there for the jobs or whatever, and we do have a very strong economy in terms of the job market. San Diego has a lot of biotech. So biotech is huge for us. We've got a huge military presence. We've got the Marines and the Navy here. Carlsbad specifically, we have one of the biggest like communications companies there. Viasat is a huge employer in Carlsbad, has a huge campus, a lot of golf in, Callaway, TaylorMade, they're all in Carlsbad as well. So there's a lot of the golf community. What else? We have really nice, we have great schools, great school system. That always, that's always a big thing. A lot of colleges, a lot of universities. So I just feel like we're diversified enough in the industries that are strong that it seems like it's a very vibrant place for employment, and that's important for a lot of people. So, and then there's tourism. We have that too. So.
Yeah, I'm coming down in about a month.
My husband. There you go. I was gonna say my husband is 4th generation Carlsbad. So I don't think he appreciates what a little gem this is. And when I met him 43 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, Carlsbad, who wouldn't want to live there? It's lovely. It is lovely.
Yeah, good, good. And what do you love about where you live besides Piccolo cheese?
There's certain, we have a little ridge along the coast where I live just inland about 4 miles, Carlsbad, about 4 miles from the beach. And as you go up over the hill, I still get when I go over the hill and I see the big blue ocean there, it still takes my breath away. And I do love that. As often as I can, I'll get off the 5 freeway and try to take the coast and, just realize how blessed we are to live in such a beautiful place. I like that you can, stop the car almost anywhere and go for a walk. And it's funny, I was thinking last night I had to go out and get something, a package was delivered out at the big mail thing. And I was thinking how lucky we are to live somewhere where it can be 11:30 at night. And I feel perfectly comfortable walking out, leaving my door unlocked and walking across the street and down a half a block and not having to worry about, you should always be aware of crime, but it just feels like a very safe place to live. And I really appreciate that. And it's very diverse. We have people from all over the world that, come to San Diego. So
yeah,
that's what I love about it.
Yeah, good, good. So you are neck deep into the market. You are writing offers. You are listing and marketing homes. So tell us what's happening in your market right now.
So probably not unlike a lot of markets. There was a certain amount of exodus from California. We've had pretty equal influx and deserters leaving. It's been pretty even for us the last couple of years. Some of it politically driven, which can tend to happen. It's not an inexpensive place to live.
Right.
So sometimes people will say, I'm just going to go somewhere at the lower cost of living. Sometimes it's gotten busier and they don't want the traffic, or they just want a less dense population. But then I think you also realize people come here because it's a great place to live. So we're still having a very vibrant market, but no inventory. Just, I'm sure like you, we have, when you asked the question, I looked it up. We have 11 days of inventory in Carlsbad.
Right.
11 days. And, you know, for people who are listening and don't quite know what that means, we have numbers where we can run of how many houses are on the market right now versus how many sold in the last 6 months. And we do an absorption rate analysis there. We used to always say if there's 6 months of inventory, meaning if you put your house on today, it should be sold within 6 months. If it sold quicker than that, we said it was a seller's market. Mm-hmm. If they languished on the market longer than 6 months and they started having price reductions, we'd say it was a buyer's market. Well, it's an 11-day market, so it's just cuckoo.
Right.
And it means you have to get out there and see it right now. Mm-hmm. We're having, and I'd say Carlsbad, the average price point is probably 1.2, mm-hmm. which is pretty healthy.
Yeah.
We're still seeing 10 to 20% above asking.
Right.
We're seeing buyers write offers for all cash, or if not all cash, no appraisal, and saying they'll make up the difference. As is, they won't ask for any repairs. Very quick contingency removal, sometimes 5 days.
Right.
And I had one last month that in order to get it, we had to allow the seller to stay in place after close of escrow for 6 months at no cost.
Right.
So it's not even just the prices.
Right.
So quite honestly, I'm telling a lot of the buyers, if you can wait, I'm quite certain we have to be getting more inventory eventually. Let's kind of wait till we have a little more and the frenzy has worn off. On the other hand, if you need to move now, then you need to move now.
Right.
And if you're downsizing, which a lot of my demographic is, I have a lot of, people in their 60s like me that are saying the kids are gone, I don't need the big house anymore. So they're downsizing. Perfect time to do that, be opportunistic about selling the big house and buying something less expensive. But I had clients last week who were in and they're just buying a second home and they're buying in a really high price point. And I said, really? Right now? And he said, hey, life is short. COVID taught us that. We want to have our vacation home and money's almost free. So yeah, if we find it, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So it's still, we're very busy, but it's very difficult to find something.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what it is up here. Our price point is not quite the same as that, but we have a military base and we have a lot of the Seattle market coming down into Tacoma because we are more affordable. Their median sales price in King County and Seattle area is $850,000. Where down here it's around in the low fives. So might even be higher if I crunched into March's numbers. So yeah.
And we get that. We get a lot of people from Northern California, a lot of the tech world that's escaping down here, and they can still fly back up to San Francisco or wherever, Silicon Valley, for a day meeting, and they come down here and they see 1.8 and they're like, really, only 1.8? That's a deal. So it's always nice to have that versus from some other places where they're like, oh my God, I can't buy anything with 400. So it's all relative, right?
Yeah, it is all relative. Yeah. Well, you and we know so many people across the country. And we know so many people who are moving, people who are moving in and out. And so these conversations with the best of the brokers is just to let people know about what's happening in other areas of the market. If you are in the San Diego area and you need a wonderful professional, then Candis Kolb is your professional. I wholeheartedly put my name to her since she's very knowledgeable. But she also knows somebody. So if your friend or your family member is moving to Kentucky, Candace knows the best of the best, just like I do. So she is your go-to for local area and then also for referrals outside of the area with other professionals that will treat you just like it's all about relationships. That's Candace's tagline.
There you go.
I can put my name to that too. So Candace, tell us.
Ditto, girlfriend, ditto.
Yeah, thanks. Tell us what podcast are you listening to, or what's your favorite song? Are you listening to a book? Are you reading a book? Is there something that's just firing you up these days?
Well, my favorite podcasts are always Esther Perel. I love Esther. She's a relationship expert. She does a lot of, she's got two, one that's relational where it's actually recordings of her sessions. which is just fascinating. It's like a voyeur, you know, you just are hearing all these people's issues.
Right.
Makes you feel like you're normal, or at least not as screwed up as them, right? And she's got another one that deals with work issues. So I just love all the relationship stuff. So I think that's really fun. I love her. So, and she's a cute little Belgian woman. She's just adorable and cutest little accent. So I love anything Esther Perel. I like Elizabeth Gilbert's got that, magic moments, magic lessons.
Right.
Those are always good, uplifting, kind of figuring out what we're all about.
Right.
And then I like, I don't know who does it, but it's called Stuff You Should Know.
Oh.
And it's just random. It's so random. It's two guys, and I think they're writing a book or something, but it's everything from, I don't know, it's just weird, you know, how does a helicopter work to
Right.
why did Hemingway kill himself? I mean, it's just random stuff, and they're short, and so it's kind of fun because there's so much we don't know.
I know.
And then music. Oh my God, I love music.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite song, always, my favorite forever song is Rhapsody in Blue.
Mm-hmm.
I love Gershwin. I love all that. I think it's so beautiful and mathematical and logical. And it always reminds me too of when they used it on the old United Airlines commercials. And that made me think about travel. So I love that song. I Will Survive is my, that's my fight song. Gloria Gaynor. I love I Will Survive. I love anything by the Eagles, you know, Peaceful, Easy Feeling, One of These Nights, anything by the Eagles. I love all that. And I love the old standards. I love a lot of the old Frank Sinatra, you know, that kind of stuff. But Steve Tyrell is my favorite singer for that. I tell my husband, I say, oh, this is a song by my second husband. If mine ever kicks it, I'm going to see if Steve's available. But he sings all those. So, you know, but I love music.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, thanks for sharing all of that. I'm gonna look forward to looking at this again and listening and writing some of that stuff down. Or maybe I'll just give you a call. So yeah.
There you go. We do that regularly too, don't we?
We do that. So Candace, thank you so much. If you guys are looking for Candace, I'm sure that you can search Candis Kolb, Compass Real Estate, San Diego, and you will find her everywhere. Candace, do you want to share your phone number or your email? So at least we got it on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone number is 760-271-9887. And my everything else is Candace, you know, CandisKolb.com or Candace@CandisKolb.com. The trick is Candace is spelled weird, Candis, and Kolb is spelled different, Kolb. But I'm out there. You can find it.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy to help anybody that Heidi knows, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Likewise. So thank you so much, Candace. I hope I get to see you in a month when I head down to San Diego, and just so grateful to call you an inspiration and a friend, and of course a top-notch professional. So if you guys know anybody who is on the move, we know the best of the best. So feel free to reach out, and we would love to help.
And thank you for accommodating my change of schedule and the car interview. But that's real estate these days. You got to get in the car and get it done.
Absolutely.